And we
Hey.
are on the late night load. So tonight, just like every other night, we're just going to get into the conversation of talking about like things like the cryptids and everything, UFOs, all sorts of conspiracy theories are open for topic here. Nothing's held back. So you guys just float on in. If you like what you're talking about, like what we're talking about, go ahead and give us a holler back. We'll have the messenger board up sometime during the show, and I'll have it over here on my screen so I can see you guys chatting with us on YouTube and Twitch is where you can chat with us the easiest through our live stream. So if you can head on over to WebC Official, and that's where the live stream is at for that. And then it's also WebC Official on Twitch. It's WebC Official on Twitter, and it's Micheal Wimmer on Facebook. So I have not set up an official Facebook for WebC Official yet.
You need to
That's the
do
only
that.
thing that's I was thinking about. I have access to that option, so I'm gonna work on that. So tonight, I just went through. You guys watched like everybody's familiar with reels and stuff. Well, for some reason, my reels started being all about like conspiracy stuff. So I started recording like little clippets of it and stuff for us to like just pause and talk about the images that we're gonna see here tonight. And then this will be like the jumping point for our conversation throughout the night, and we'll just keep on going. Um, Things that are happening in the news and stuff. We were talking about it yesterday. I want to talk a little bit more about it with Craig so Craig can throw some more feedback into it because it seemed like I was uh, needing a little more feedback on a couple of those items that we talked about yesterday. And I just want to keep talking about those things because I'm just super stoked still about some of those things. There's just like, oh, I'm super impressed. Okay, and then the like scientists readjusted the dog years thing. There was an article I saw that I skimmed past. I didn't read it, but they were like 7-1 isn't the proper ratio anymore for dog years. For those of you that want to know that type of information, um, and then let me just get this invite out to these other two guys real quick, and we can get to going on the video though. So here it is. We will hit play. Zoom in on it. So yeah, I hope it doesn't have any sound. It shouldn't. There shouldn't be any sound for this video. Check out these raccoons, man. These dudes were crazy. I ain't seen raccoons packed in like that in a while. That's definitely a little bit crazy.
Bring you back to
All right.
Tennessee.
Definitely. So, paste, send. All right, yeah, I'm just over here on Facebook real quick. No, well, Eileen would stop by totally. No, she would. Paste, send. All right, so I sent those out. Those guys should float in here pretty soon. Hopefully, they'll catch up. One of the guys earlier tonight, he was on a phone call with somebody that I think he just had to be on that phone call, and then the other guy, I tried calling him after I got off the show because I've been a little bit worried about him. He's just coming back into the fold of everything, into the production side of things. He went away to handle some things. He told us all last time he was on the show that he had just put his mother to rest and everything. So it was just really, he's been having a hard time. So I was trying to check up on him. I hope everything's okay. If he's checking in and just watching in the background, I hope he hears this. And I just want you to know, dude, keep your spirits up, man. It's always sucks when we lose a loved one. And definitely, I can't imagine at this moment like what it's like to lose a parent. So, I just keep your head up, man. Stay strong, and you know you'll make it through. So, everybody, with that said, we've got these raccoons here that are fucking looking crazier than hell. Uh, so those guys are creepy, right? So okay, so first topic of the night. Boom. Smearing God's returning.
Love it.
So I mean, some of it really just jumps right into the whole theory of are these the people we think that really actually brought humanity to the point of where it is today? Because I mean, this is technically one of the oldest cities we have of any understanding of their language or anything like that. So there's older cities. We're finding older cities and stuff now, older temples, older mounds, older rock pilings and stuff that are considered cities. We're finding those. But this one's like the oldest one we currently have an understanding of. And they've said that, through their teachings, that the Sumerian gods, or the Anunnaki, as it's said, are returning. Now, I'm not sure. That's one thing that's crazy, okay, because where these guys, like where this religion is, this is all sparks up in the Middle East. And one of the things that's really crazy that I want to add to this story of the topic is right now, all the destruction that's going on in the Middle East of all of these monuments to this event are like, they're destroying the very last 3 buildings or whatever that has anything to do with this type of stuff. They've already destroyed and bombed most of them, but the people who are coming in and taking over the land, not like America, but like the new, I don't know what they are, like they're not like a terrorist organization, just a new government group. Just when they move in, they destroyed everything. They were like, they took it all out. They were like, this has nothing to do with what we're going to build, so we're destroying it. So, without any cares to anything historical value. What's your take on that?
Yeah, I mean, I think, I mean, you can go a lot of different ways with that. I mean, is it, do they want us to stop talking about it? I mean, if you bring up Sumerians, I mean, right away I smiled because I love Sumerians. You talk about some of the oldest documentation that we get to like play around and look at when it comes to ancient civilizations. That's kind of at the top of the chart. And I was actually just watching a video earlier today. Obviously just theorized, whatever, kind of throwing stuff out there, but it was suggesting that, we were much more advanced, much further in the past than what we've been led on to believe. And the Sumerian, documentation that we've gotten to read was actually just referring to stuff that happened, 200 or 2,000 plus years ago, of a much more advanced human civilization that exists and went extinct from whatever apocalyptic event, whether it's meteor or whatever. And it's, I don't know, yeah, this is a fun one. I encourage anybody to look in further into the Sumerian history and just read what you can and learn what you can about it, because it's fun stuff.
Definitely, I like some of these statues and imageries that they depict here too. Like when we're looking, like, so I shifted the images some, but just like this guy underneath the let me drop the caption for a moment. This guy here, he's clearly wearing some sort of mask.
Yeah, I was just that's
like that.
Yeah,
like
are those some type
I
of
was like
goggles? Or
yeah, I don't know. That's crazy, but that's so cool that like you can look that far back and see that there is some sort of level of thought in things in life, and that things just repeat. Like you see different things that are repeating through that. But that was cool. My whole thing is I really like this story that they've accumulated, this section, this story, the way humanity came to be. So just to give you guys some of the backdrop on the story of the Sumerian gods, there are a few of them, and they all came to Earth, and in some religious texts they get referred to as fallen angels. In some religious texts they're the gods that came to the earth. In some religious texts they've also been called demons. Okay, so it really all just depends on which religion you come from and stuff, right? So, but in the Sumerians, they believe these people that came were gods, and there was one named Enki, there was one named Enlil, and then there was another one I don't always remember. It's like Isis or something like that. So those are the 3 main names or whatever that came, and one of them.
Anu. Did you say Anu? Anu as well.
Anu might, yeah, okay, Anu. Okay, so and then Anu, I don't really know a lot about Anu.
There's actually, I just put up a list. There's a list of about 20 of them, but it's a collaboration of the gods and goddesses, and then like so it breaks down into like their family trees. So it's probably more or less some of the gods and goddesses' offsprings. So it breaks
Right.
down until, almost like demigods, it would be considered,
Yeah.
where they
Yeah,
weren't
yeah,
about the top of the food chain there.
yeah. So then Enki and Enlil, those two were like the top two. Those two were definitely referred to as amongst the highest or the ruling class out of themselves, or the decision makers. So a lot of the text will refer to the decisions that those two made to help further along our society and everything, and that's what they talk about in their text. So to give you an idea of who they are, and they're saying they're returning, they're coming back. So it's not saying those specific names are, but that species of being are
Yeah.
coming back. And that's what's important to take from that. It's not to say, oh, the same exact person's coming. No, 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 no. They might have like the same rank and might wear like some same sigils or armors or something. Like when we look at our religious deities, they wear like one dies and another one takes that position. He ends up wearing the exact same similar things, like the Pope or like, the Imam or, like, so things like that.
Yeah. Like, when you look at some of the pictures of some of these gods, they are, like I'm looking at what Inanna, is that how, am I pronouncing that right? She was a goddess. But you look at the picture that they kind of post up that's of her. She looks, demonic and almost unhuman aside from some basic facial features. This picture that I'm looking at is, I wish I could send it to you. She has, wings and horns almost, with some type of a wardrobe with almost like, I don't know, that almost look like arrows in a quill. Obviously that's not what they are, but that's kind of what they resemble. Just look at them. It's
Yeah.
Interesting, when you try and think about how long ago we're talking about. We're talking about, Sumerian. We're talking about 4 to 3,000 BC. We're talking, 7 to 10,000 years ago.
Yep. And it can even go back further because they don't actually know it. They just know that that's when that culture was thriving the highest, at its highest. So that culture could also be older than the ice age that happened right before that. Because so the scientific records say there were 3 ice ages during humanity. We survived 3 different ice ages. The last one was what me and you've been talking about more recently, the Younger Dryas impact. That was the last ice age cataclysm, and that was from a meteor hitting the Earth and causing the Earth to go into a heavy overload type of ice age instead of it. And that is also the ice age that I think helped split the Earth into a bigger continental drift type of thing. I think that split the continents farther apart too, faster, and created the bigger oceans and stuff. So that's where one of my theories goes into. But this culture is one of those cultures that's on that border, that barrier, and it's so cool that they're on that barrier. I think it just makes you wonder where is it going? Like, where did it come from? Where, and like, I'm curious as to like, yeah, they wrote on stone and stuff, but like, what else were they doing? What other things did they think of?
Just to kind of, sidetrack on that, you look at, all of these, ancient civilizations, and their building blocks were, they built stuff to last where we don't. That they had capabilities, and it would have been easier to build a house out of wood and anything else. They built these things to last. It makes me feel like they did it for a reason. They wanted it.
Oh yeah,
they wanted that. They had an understanding that they could document things, and things could be left there for people to read down the road to learn and understand. It was that that in itself. That's putting a lot of thought into wanting it to be there for us to be able to see. I wish we still built houses out of stone. You know what I mean? I wish I could, live in a home and be like, well, this home will be here for the next 2 to 5,000 years for my family to live in, not, this drywall and, cheap lumber that my home's built out of.
I just saw something that was really cool. I watched a guy lift stone with a didgeridoo. It was amazing. The stone, he was like vibrating the didgeridoo just perfectly, making the perfect, noises for and the stone lifted up and started spinning like in like a almost like a figure eight under the didgeridoo, but it was right where all the noise.
How does that function? I guess I don't fully understand. Is it
It's
like a
the didgeridoo is a pure vibration
yeah.
instrument. So you blow into it and you make the noise, and then it makes an echo, a vibration. But it's like a hollowed out, special kind of hollowed out log from Africa.
Yep.
And that's where it comes from. And so that's where it like makes me go, dude, like I believe the whole theory that sound is what they were using.
Yep. No,
I'm on par with that. I can believe that sound is what they're using because I'm also working on some sort of technology that involves not sound, but the underlying factors and principles of sound applied to magnetics. This is what I'm working. I'm working on something totally off the fucking walls. So, I don't talk about it a lot, but that's like the most I'll say on live right now about it. But we can definitely talk about that some other day when we're not live.
Yep,
but,
absolutely. Yeah. I want to hear that. I mean, just on that, kind of theorizing. Because obviously, when you start talking about, moving big blocks, the first thing people think about, Stonehenge, the Pyramid of Giza, And I've even liked, I've liked some of the thought process as well of them, theorizing that they could have been utilizing, water and using water to, almost like a dam setup to lift the stones. Not that I believe that is what it is. I'm standing behind it, but I like that theory, or the sound wave, the vibration theory a lot more than, a couple million slaves somehow dragging stuff up,
that doesn't make sense.
It doesn't at all. Rolling them on logs. No, and what did they say they're placing, like one brick every
2 minutes or something.
3 minutes or something like that for 40 years. Like, come on now. Let's be realistic here.
For me, that doesn't spit kosher. But they were like, so there's been a couple new theories that have been introduced. There's the wet sand theory.
Yep.
Okay, so where they piled sand up and got it all wet and then started laying the stones and then moving the sand away.
Yep.
And then that's one theory, which that could make sense, but it doesn't. It doesn't make any kind of sense whatsoever. But it cures one thing, and that only thing that it cures is making sure that you're not messing up at the top. That's the only thing that makes that one have any kind of hold or standing within that. And then, oh shit, we got somebody in. How do you guys feel about the Serbian leprechaun theory? I hear about it too.
I got it up here so I can see the broadcast if anybody comments.
Yeah. Okay. And I just totally got sidetracked. But
what was the other a couple of theories that came up? The wet sand. What was some of the other ones that you've heard of?
Okay, so then there's the aquifers, using aquifers to raise and lower barges, to get it to where they need it, and then using those same aquifers to create a counter-lever crane system with wood and buckets, like large buckets, and using that same aquifer system. So they pull it in with that aquifer. Water is coming in off that aquifer to these big things where they dunk a bucket to lift the thing, and it creates like counterbalance so you can lift it and move it over just like a crane would. So that's one theory. Another one that I've also heard that everybody likes to hate on is, well, there's the aliens theory. The aliens, and then those theories are from the aliens just built it, the aliens gave us technology, the aliens helped. Well, so there's three there too. I don't know.
When you get into that one, I like to dig deeper. I don't care if I'm criticized on, my thought process. It's an assumption of me playing with thoughts, but so let's play out the alien theory. So, why would they're not going to build it for no reason? And I know that you've heard of some of the assumptions or conspiracies that originally the Pyramid of Giza was a power plant. You mix a couple of I wish I had the exact
you mix a couple chemicals inside of that place
and it can generate power. And there was one of the channels that led out kind of upwards. So okay, let's play around with okay, well, they did that because they needed power. So what, they got a spaceship or something that they ran out of juice on while they were in the Milky Way, and they're like, well, this planet has some of the resources we need. They stopped by, put together the tools they need. They got us, they got some simple workers for some of the basic stuff, and that will praise them. Oh my, look at you gods from the sky, kind of thing. You know what I mean? And that gives purpose to why it was built, because obviously it wasn't solely built for a tomb. It wasn't,
no,
it wasn't,
They say there's a sarcophagus, but they've never found a body.
Well, and that also could have been added on later on. I mean, that could have been its original function. Later on, after they're like, all right, we're juiced up, we're on our way out of here. Now you have these pharaohs and whoever left behind to take charge of this civilization, this city that's been built, and and so they're like, well, I'm on a power trip. This massive, this will be my resting place when I go into the afterlife. Maybe they'll come back and get me. Who knows? Whatever,
Right. So, and this man's still talking about the leprechaun sightings. He said a lot of them have been mistaken alien sightings, like UFOs, like little green men coming out of the ships. Okay, I could, so for different types of things like that, like we just covered on the Late Night Load the whole Hellier series where they talk about goblins in Kentucky, which is the same thing as what the leprechauns over there in Europe are all about and stuff like that. So think about it. When we see different things in different cultures, we all gave them different names, right? So there's hobbits is one name for them. There's little green men is the new popular culture name, but then there's also leprechauns, elves, and goblins. So those are all different kind of names for all the same size and scripted looking thing. What people say they are, and then the modernizing certain types of things and lore and stuff have changed the way we image them. But when you go back to all these old texts and all these really old books, like from the 1300s and older, and you look up leprechaun, it's crazy. It looks like the Goblin of Kentucky. And then when you look up, like the leprechauns over in Siberia and stuff, you're going to get the same thing. Large-eyed, very little hair or reddish hair, and then they're going to be short little creature looking things. But then here in America, we call them goblins. Over in Asia, they're called gremlins. That's a heavy one from back during the Korean War when America went over to Korea. They called them those types of things. So back into the Sumerian text, though. What I think was really cool about reading and learning about all that is you learn in there that when those gods left, they left us with all the answers. They gifted us all the answers to fix ourselves, to make us free-minded beings. They did that to us as well when they left. But they left a couple things in the text. Okay. In the text, they left a couple things that we've been ignoring, or that it just happens naturally. They told us, they built it into us. But this whole thing, our species has this weird thing where we have to amass wealth as a species, a group collective. We have to amass wealth. And what does that mean? Like right now, our world is all generated towards pulling gold and copper and platinum out of the ground. Our over in other parts of the world, they're pulling the nickel, the palladium, the what's the other one? The one that makes the batteries, the ion stuff. They're pulling all those metals out of the ground. They're working hard to pull those. What is that? That's amassing all the wealth. But we only are actually using so much of it, and then a bunch of it's just put in a stockpile in a warehouse with people with guns surrounding it, and we don't know why. We just keep doing that. We just keep building these structures, and like in America, we have like a place where we put lithium.
Yeah.
Lithium's the other one. And lithium's like the worst one right now. It's like that's the worst one to be working near or around right now, is from what I hear. But the whole concept is I see humanity constantly amassing these things. Like, so we got Fort Knox and we put all this gold in Fort Knox. Nobody's using it. Nobody's doing anything with it. We just put it there. Why?
And it is weird too, because I mean, you always get these like random rushes where we'll buy your gold, where they're just trying to consume it and wrap it up, get it out of our hands and into the stockpile. And
So that they said in the Sumerian text, they said that they were going to leave those types of things still embedded in us, and it was our job to learn how to take that out of ourselves. And so that's something that we could argue left and right on for that, I guess, like how we go about doing that. I don't know. Like, it's one of those weird ones, but that's something that I've noticed. It was just there, like, and they said it, and then I just like, you look at it and you go, well, you scratch your head. You're like, okay, well, somebody else knew this too. So there's people that do take advantage of it too, as well, not just people that just notice and sit and watch. I'm just one of those observers. I observed that happens, but I'm not the guy that's going, hey, who's in charge here? I'm not that guy. So that's always the curiosity I have with that. In some countries, they still worship the Sumerian gods. One of the ones I hear the most is called Pambirito. Okay, I'll have to look that guy up.
I've never heard of that either.
Right. All right, so we're going to move into our next subject. And this subject's a little bit interesting. Portals. So, let's talk about the whole expanse of portals. First, we can go on to the fantasy theoretical sides and talk about the sci-fi aspect of portals. But this video that I'm showing you guys right now is about a guy who was snow skiing in the Lake Placid area, and he went through a portal and he came out in the Sacramento, California area, like still wearing all of his ski gear. So that's what they're talking about here in this little clip bit. So I wanted to share that with you guys. Here, we're going to pause it like right there. That's a great spot to pause it. So a portals. What is your take on portals, Leprechaun?
I mean, I think that when you do a lot of like the what's the word I'm looking for? Kind of just you got some of there's certain areas where you got your Bermuda Triangle, you got the Dragon's Triangle, you got I forget the name of the triangle up in the Great Lakes, where you have these unexplained phenomena that happen a lot, and they're kind of like geographical hotspots for some of this stuff. And then you do the kind of like what they're talking in Hellier with some of the lines matching up throughout some of these hotspots. And I think when you talk about portals, I think that plays kind of a strong role in how they're connected. I mean, do we understand it yet? Obviously not. But I think that those geographical lines, they kind of connect them. Almost like a weird mini wormhole, and in a sense.
Yeah. Okay. So I have some similar thoughts, but I have a few different thoughts too. Like, I think portals are one of those things that like they're moving. They don't stay still. It's kind of one of those things that you have to be at the right spot at the right time to access the portal that you need to access. And if you're not, you'll miss it. It's like missing a train. You know what I mean? So that's one of the things I think is a little bit on a different set. So that's why not everybody can repeat the process right away.
So that'd be more of like almost like an interdimensional thing where it's just like little kind of interdimensional window where so that could be anywhere. It's not a synced in spot. You know what I mean? It's an opening or an error in the wall between one dimension into another, and you end up in that somewhere. Because this one, I think, that we were talking about, he went missing for almost 6 days, so it's not like it was an immediate thing. So
No.
I mean, I guess I didn't watch this video. Did he talk about any experience in between those 6 days?
No, he said his experience was he just kept moving forward. He said he moved forward, and he said he came out the other side, and it was as if the time it would have taken him to travel across country, he had elapsed it for himself in just the mere moments, but all of time had actually still happened. Basically the wormhole theory, where he closed it, he went through, and then when he got through, the wormhole went flat again.
Yep.
All that time happened without him. Yep. And then he reappeared. So that's kind of interesting if we think about that. If you're a scientist out there, write that down. Because we just dissected what happened. Okay. So in that theory, in that story, that's what the theory is. Now, the whole idea of how do you make time go from this into collapse into become this so you can do this. I mean, like that whole thing, like that's a thing, right? It's I'm just with portals. That's one of the things. So when you brought up the triangles, like the Devil's Triangle, the Bermuda's Triangle, the Great Lakes Triangle, and then there's one in South America, and then there's one over in Asia.
The one's right. The Dragon's Triangle is right outside of Japan.
Yeah, and then there's one by Australia too. Okay, so all of these triangles. What I'm thinking is the triangle, the parameter of the triangle is within where that portal can appear, but that portal is not going to be the whole space of that triangle, is what I'm saying. So it's like, okay, we've got a general idea of where that shit's going to happen. Don't go near that area. It ain't going to happen anywhere else. Just don't go near that area. It's kind of what we're saying.
Just to bounce off subject a little bit, just because this kind of triggered a thought, but what was that female pilot that was trying to go around the world and went missing?
Amelia Earhart.
Did you hear the story about them potentially finding her body?
Yeah, they said that they potentially found Amelia Earhart's body on an island that was like inhabited by these giant coconut crabs.
Yep.
And that during the night when she was camping,
they came out
they came out and they found her to be a tasty treat.
I thought that was a fun listen, and intriguing too, because that story has been a big mystery that's pondered people for many years, and that's tied to the Bermuda Triangle.
Yeah, that's one of those things that's I found it weird. It's just like there's also that island of the turtles or whatever down that way too. There's an island of turtles down there, the Galapagos turtles or whatever. Okay. Those turtles, like there was a point in time where like those turtles would eat people. Like people would stop at that island and like if you were to sleep by those turtles, they'd wake up and eat you. Like I was like, what? Those tortoises are huge. Like, here where we grew up, they had that Toby the turtle at the Como Zoo or whatever. So, it was like, that turtle, like there was a bunch of them though, not just like one or two. Like there were a bunch. I was like, oh no. So that was a story I heard that those turtles used to eat people back in the day too, or like the seafaring people were very afraid of that island.
I see it now, what I'm saying? Spoof horror movie, on an island and these slow little crawling turtles are chasing them down and they're running.
Yeah. So, and then for portals, I'm still waiting to actually see one of the actual Stargates.
Yeah, that's immediately what comes to my thought process. Really, when it comes to portals, I mean,
it does. I feel like there's those things that wasn't just an idea somebody pulled out of their ass. Okay, they had to have.
let's be realistic. That show was more of a cover up. They wanted, if somebody
Oh
came out
yeah.
talking, I'd be like, oh yeah, that show Stargate. Yeah, I love that show. They don't want you to be taken serious.
No, not at all. And that's where I'm like, ooh, like what's up with that, you guys? Like, I feel like Hollywood's 30% of their job is to desensitize us to all of that stuff.
Yep,
So that
absolutely.
we can be like, oh, we saw that in a movie.
Yep.
Okay, so that's real. So that's one of the things that I was thinking, like that could be like that. So portals are always fun.
Let's see.
Yeah. So they just show a bunch of more stuff. They actually talk about it too. Okay. Caught up in third heaven, whether it was the body. Oh God, Corinthians. That's what is a Bible verse. Okay. So let's fast forward. So here's the map. We can pause it. So that's how far that dude traveled in 6 days.
When was this reported?
This was reported back in 1950, I think. I think it was sometime around there. It was not a more recent thing. It was back in the 60s or 70s that this happened. So it was a little bit harder to get across the country that fast, but you could still do it. I mean, there are less road laws, so you can put the hammer down and power through, but to just go from one place to the other, I think what it was weird, what made the story congruent was the people who found him in California found him covered with snow. Like he still had snow on him. So it was like if you're driving from a cold place to a hot place, by the time you get to the hot place, you're pretty sure you ain't gonna have the snow.
You're not even running anymore. You're dry at that point.
Yeah, exactly. So I think that's what the story's only cohesive point is that when he got to Sacramento, he was still covered in snow. So that's what the cohesiveness for it was. But that's just showing you like the difference. But here's the guy. So this, I mean, it looks much newer. It could be,
that looks more 80s and 90s.
Yeah, that's what I was like. His pictures look more 80s and 90s. That just might have been photos, but so they said he was on the Lake Placid while it was frozen or something. So Lake Placid, once again, we've had movies made about alligators living there and stuff. Oh, hey, look at that. There's the
Stargate.
Yeah, the Stargate.
I've actually been to Lake Placid. I went to a family reunion up there because I got family in upstate New York, and it's a really pretty lake. Obviously, the houses on there are astronomical, but when we went on our little tour ride around there, one of the fun stories was there was actually a woman that they found under the lake that had been there since I want to say like the 30s or 40s.
Oh, wow.
And she was weighed down, you know what I mean? And
crazy.
It's a fun little backstory, but the Lake Placid area is gorgeous.
I can imagine it just would seem like a more enhanced Midwest forest type area.
Yeah.
So it was more. I think there's more waterfalls over in that part of the country too. Like here, we've just got like 2.
Yeah.
In this part of the country, so there's not very many here. Legends of Neverland. Oh yeah. I've got Legends of Neverland downloaded and I've been playing that game. It's an okay game. I really think it's cool. It's like playing Genshin Impact. So button mash type game. It's pretty cool, but it's got an autopilot, so you can just tap on the autopilot and it brings you right to where you're supposed to go instead of having to do any guesswork. So that was pretty cool, like a little advancement. I like it. It's a good game. The graphics are good. It plays smooth. I get on Twitch once in a while and throw down with that game, and I also get on with the Call of Duty Mobile. These guys, I've got watchers from Twitch right now. It's super awesome. Thank you guys for coming in and hanging out. Thanks for commenting. That definitely gets our Twitch page going. So the more you comment, the more other people will see our page. So thank you guys. We like to talk a lot about conspiracy things, aliens, UFOs, cryptids, all sorts of weird things. Yesterday I was talking about how I think that all the humans of the world are different monkeys evolved. So that's just my my one little thing. We're all really Saiyans. This is Planet Vegeta. Just get over it. So
yeah, I just lost my tail last week.
So yeah, and that's that's what we do here at WebC Official. Hang out, play video games. We'll do some Magic the Gathering will be happening pretty heavy here soon. And yeah, other than that, since we're getting on the subject of Magic the Gathering, what do you think about the market crash that's happening with Magic the Gathering right now?
I haven't seen that, so I don't know anything about that. But earlier today, when I was going to pick up your niece from work, I was reading an article about a new card type that they're bringing out called Battle. So there's a full new card type called Battle, and I couldn't find anything more on it other than the reference to it in one of their cards, just saying that it was a card type. So I don't know what this card type is going to be in reference to creatures, enchantments, artifacts, and all that. I'm very curious, but that's coming out here in about 2-3 weeks, so we'll find out real soon.
Cool.
Maybe we'll get together and do a box opening together and stream it. Maybe do a draft or something together. That'd be fun.
Definitely do that. Definitely. And so what I'm talking about with the stock value of Magic just dropped because this past fall into winter, the people who print out the Magic cards printed off a bunch of cards that they weren't supposed to print. Like,
I don't know. I haven't heard of this.
Yeah, like a lot of old artifacts and old, just like power cards, all the old power cards and stuff like that, the Power Nines and stuff like that. Well, they printed different versions of them. They reprinted them, so they're playable again.
Yeah, and you're talking about the last set that came out. Why am I not?
And with that, Brothers War.
Yeah, Brothers War. Yep.
So
they printed off a ton of artifacts and bring a lot of artifacts back into the loop.
Yeah,
they were really heavy.
All those artifacts were extremely valuable. And what happened when they printed those is they drove the stock price of all those cards down almost by 50%. And
yeah, I mean, you're still going to have the certain collectors though that want the original one, and they're going to pay more for it. But yeah, I mean, that type of stuff will bounce back. I mean, just as much as it hurts the people that have the older cards, and it hurts the value of what they've collected. I mean, some of those cards you got to get new versions out. So it's it's whatever. Me personally, I don't have $700 to buy some of these lands that I would like to have. So if they reprint them, sorry guys, but now I got a better chance of getting my hands on them to be able to play with them in my decks.
All right. Oh, that's a good way. That's a better way to look at that. I just, for some of the things that I'm reading up on for Magic, I'm just like, really, guys? So the next thing that they're doing is they're putting out a 5 to 6 card booster pack.
I don't like that. What is it gonna be, like just rares and a couple uncommons, or what are we looking at?
It's gonna be no commons, I believe.
So just rare mythic rares and a couple of so you got a chance at probably like 3 rares, the mythic rares, and a couple of commons or something like that, 2 or 3 commons.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, uncommons. I mean, uncommons.
Uncommons. Yeah. So from what I'm hearing, is it's gonna be more of not a collector geared pack. It's not. I mean, it's going to be for deck building. It's not designed for playability.
I guess I'm not. I don't know. I'll have to buy a couple and see what I think of it. I guess I'm not opposed to it because me. I mean, I buy booster packs and boxes like crazy. Open them up, have my fun, see what I can find in them. And I mean, on the backside of doing that, you always end up with, or I do. I end up with 200-300 commons that end up in one of my boxes down behind me below. That I mean, I just got to sort through and dispose of almost. Selling bundles for $10 because otherwise they're just taking up storage space.
Yeah,
so I like that aspect, but I guess we'll have to see how they price it and what it actually comes with. What are your, how, what is it? 2 rares and or mythic rares and 3 uncommons.
My opinion, if I still feel like if it's over $3 a pack, I'm still going to be iffy on buying it.
And that's gonna be kind of my thing too. You know what I mean?
Because
Like,
I understand I'm not getting a bunch of commons, but at the same time, I'm not getting a bunch of commons.
yep,
And
yep.
there are still commons that are really good and valuable too. Like
Well,
they
and
can
I
like
think,
the $5.
I mean, I could definitely see, you know, from a business aspect, if after I buy my box that I always buy of the newest set that comes out, if I want to buy some more, to have then that as a later on option versus buying, booster packs that's going to give me a bunch more commons that I probably already have, 3 to
That
5
makes
copies of,
sense.
that I could see it. I could see it being, a good way to keep people buying those booster packs and not, flooding them with a bunch of cards they probably already have a bunch of copies of. So I mean, we'll see. I guess that's something we'll have to tackle when we do our booster box. Maybe we'll grab just a couple of those and open them up and give some feedback on those.
Yeah, that's a great thing to do. I think that's awesome.
All right, let's get back to the portals.
All right, yeah. So portals. So like I was saying, I think that the different triangles that we talk about, like the dragons and the devils and all those triangles, I think they're just like a zone where you have a chance of going through a portal or getting clipped by the portal. And I think that's what happens to a lot of planes and boats is they don't make it fully through. I think they get clipped as the portal is. I think
opening and closing, or
yeah. And I think we just don't have the technology to read the portals, and that's why all we have is like these markers, these lined boundaries where we go, hey, please try not to travel within this area of water. Then there's also deep. There's the deep oceans where they say there's portals there too, or they're just tunnels to inner Earth. But we could call them portals. They could be portals. We don't know. I'm thinking about those portals. When I think of portals, I'm always thinking about like the whole inner Earth theory, because I really think the inner Earth theory holds some value to talk about.
I think it does too. I think that'd be a fun one to just do one day. We'll just start on topic on that. I'll pull up some stuff that I've already read before to have some material for us. But I mean, I'm not like a full on believer of the inner Earth, but I think that there's enough there and enough that's been talked about that it's it's worth paying some attention to.
Yeah,
especially when you think of like what's that giant cave that they discovered? Not but 10, 20 years ago, 20 is like around mid 90s in Asia. That's this tunnel.
It's got its own forest and river.
Well, it has its own climate.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like it's on its own like weather system almost in it. It's so big and massive. I mean, you can fit skyscrapers. From New York.
Yeah.
It's so big.
I know exactly what you're talking about, but I don't know the name of it.
So like when I was watching some of the videos on that one, that right there made me just kind of think about the inner Earth theory. Like if this is going on right here, who's to say that you can't?
Cave with its own ecosystem.
Yep.
The Sun Dune Cave.
Yes, Sun Dune Cave. Yep.
So and like I said, I've done a lot of reading up on this cave and stuff. So I knew exactly what you were talking about as soon as you started like talking.
If I was a cave junkie, this would be a destination spot for me for sure.
Oh yeah, these pictures are just beautiful, guys.
Absolutely.
Oh, look at that! So credit. This is credit to CNN for that picture. Here's another one from Discovery, showing you. Here's a person like way down there.
Yeah.
Just to give you that. That's crazy, you guys. That's super awesome. Oh wow.
But yeah, so the inner Earth theory. I think it's easy to just frown upon it and say that it's it's BS. But I think that there's a lot more to it than that. Especially,
I want this to be our mascot. I'm gonna draw this up tonight. I'm gonna get him in just the right pose, and he's gonna be like our little mascot. I think.
Dude, I gotta show you. I gotta show you some of the drawings that Janice has been doing. She's been doing some amazing stuff lately. Some really, really cool artwork.
Cool.
I got.
I'm gonna do shit.
She did a drawing. Unfortunately, she did it on notebook paper. I'm kind of mad at her for it, but she did a really basic drawing of a gray cat with its head in a fishbowl, and then the water, and she, all the colors in the fishbowl, and like the three fish swimming around this cat's head. And it's just like I was like, I want that. I want that
That
as my
sounds
logo.
amazing.
Like I want that to be my logo. It's totally like
Sounds amazing. I did a picture this year for Eileen. I did like a Batman related, like, I was just like a hodgepodge type of thing. Like, so I did some hand brushing, some air brushing, all sorts of different brushings on it. It turned out really nice. I like it. She loved it. She opened it up, or I handed it to her and gave it to her for. She just loved it. It was like, this is my best gift. I give my wife's parents every year. I give them paintings as well, but I don't just like. Some years I paint them special for them, or some years like this year I decided just to go into my collection and pull a couple out and give them to them. So they said they're gonna get them framed and everything.
Cool.
So that was
Which
cool.
ones did you give them this year? Is there any of the ones that I've
This
seen?
year they got Eileen's dad got the abduction, the painting I did where the cows are getting abducted.
Yep.
And then Eileen's mom, she got a island, she got one of my island wasteland. Or no, this year I gave her Arizona. I painted what I look at a lot of pictures online and stuff. So I painted, I just looked up Arizona, bunch of pictures and stuff, looked at how like the land looks in Arizona and everything, how it like overlays and overlaps and stuff. And then I just painted a picture of Arizona. Just sat there out of my head and was like, let's put myself moving on a car through those mountains and let's see what that would look like. So that's kind of the picture I gave her, and it's got a bunch of red cactus flowers and the steps in Arizona and everything that you drive by on the highway. So that's what I gave her in the picture that I did. So she's real happy with that. Last year she got a water tower, or no, not a water tower. It was a lighthouse. I painted a lighthouse scene for her last year. And then the year before, I painted a 2-piece set for them of the boundary waters of Minnesota. And you can put the two pictures together, and it creates the front end of a canoe, and it creates the scene of the sides of the river and stuff. It's a really sweet looking picture. And even like looking at it like 2-3 years later, it's like, wow, that's cool. I painted that. Like, all right, So
what is this little guy you got me here looking at though?
All right, so it's just a little squid they pulled out of the water, but he's like folding himself up to look like he's an alien or whatever. Okay, so it's not really like, here. I'll show you. I'll rewind it. So it's like a little squid, right? And it's the aliens. Okay, so this is a UFO, but yeah, it's just a little squid dude, and I figured this little squid dude should be like our little mascot for the late night load. Dude looks super awesome. So I know it's not an alien. I'm 100% sure it's like some little tentacle or something, So, but yeah, I was like, oh, that's crazy. And that was part of what I was like, the first thing I was recording when we talked earlier on the phone, or earlier when you first logged in. I was like, yeah, I'm just recording some stuff for us. And yeah, this portals are good. The Sumerian gods are great to talk about. And I was downloading, I did do some of these pictures. I went and found, like, I'm trying to find good stock photos. So this is the first one that I've got for us, just like a little background scenery stock type photo for us. And so for that with the portals, I just think that there's a good chance that, within the next 100 years or so, I think we will find the technology to initiate a tracking sequence for them so we can track them and make proper entry and get proper, along with that, I just don't think we had the right systems in place. I think we were looking at it the wrong way, because we should be taking and devising a system that operates under a heavy EMF field frequency. Unlike where the systems that we do use, they're like, oh, our EMF is making all of our stuff go haywire and stuff. Okay, well, there should have been a device that tracks or looks for where that signal is coming from to follow that signal through, because that EMF, that disruption, is what you need to find I think the portal, because that's what everybody's reports before they go missing, is you hear the radio callbacks of EMF blah 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 blah, and then it's gone. And so that's my whole thing, is I think that maybe we could track it if we had a device that was pinpointing where the direction and the size of that EMF field is, because that's the easiest way to target something like that, is to create a device that is looking for the phenomenon surrounding it.
Yeah, I mean, who knows? I mean, obviously neither one of us are experts in this field. It could be a matter of having to have not just a device to kind of tap into it, but also is there going to be a device that that needs to hold it open and control its opening and close? It's going to be a lot. It's going to be it'll probably be well after we're seeing the end of our life, but I don't doubt one bit that it will be a means of transportation.
All right. Okay. So we've spent good 30 minutes on portals. So let's
keep it going.
Let's talk about some of the topics I brought up yesterday. We were talking about the scientists have developed a serum that can reverse the aging process of cells. They also have found that same serum, if used incorrectly, can fast forward the aging of cells. So they found they can go both directions. So
could you imagine that weaponized?
Oh, that's what I was just about to say. You're in my head right now, man. I was just like, oh man, that would be a bad weapon. Just badass weapon.
I mean, could you imagine? Could you imagine if it wasn't just a beam or a laser or think if it was turned into a gas where you could drop it like a bomb on a whole city and just age the whole city into death. Fight back. What you're gonna come shoot at me with your walker now?
Right, that's what I'm just just poof, call it the Alzheimer drop. But so what they said though is that on the positive spectrum, everything looks like they can help you battle Alzheimer, dementia, certain types of cancers will be reversible, to where they don't grow, they do the backwards thing. Which is crazy. So I'm just thinking okay, but yes, the weaponizing of it, and then the abusing of it by the elites is the next thing.
That's what scares me the most. Is I don't see something like this being something. I mean, I see the elites abusing this thing for many years before the mass publics even get to look at a glimpse of it or know that they've actually completely figured it out. The fact that we're even able to talk about it surprises me, honestly, that wasn't even just nipped in the butt. They're like, no, you don't get to do that. We're going to come get your family. Stop. You know, the fact that it's even a discussion blows my mind, because I see that being, I mean, other than being able to live forever, I mean, the elites, I mean, they already have amassed the wealth and been given the power. Now they could be given the option to live for 1,000 years, or who knows, that terrifies me 100%.
It does terrify me, but I was looking at it, I was trying to find the light at the end of that tunnel, and my whole thing was, okay, this is still a very new science, it's still in its infancy. So what I'm thinking is, let those douchebags up there, fuck themselves up with all the, unknown technology. And by the time I get to use it, it'll actually be, it'll be worth using.
Let's be realistic, though. They're not going to guinea pig themselves when it does become, available for us. It's going to be guys like me and you, here, try this out. We'll pay you $100 a day while you come into our lab, or whatever. They'll get it right on us well before any billionaire or anything's gonna put that pill on their tongue or whatever form it is.
Yeah, I was just thinking. I was just like, this is more of a light at the end of the tunnel. Is if they want to put the price tags on it and do all that type of stuff, yeah, they're gonna have to experiment on themselves first. Because the general public probably isn't gonna foot the bill for. That
where I could see this being fun and interesting though is if you take that technology that they're working on and then also take that with a tool for space travel to where now you can have a captain go, you know what I mean? Obviously there'd probably be some type of a cryo sleep in it as well, but to be able to help them live longer, to be able to come back.
That could be the cellular maintenance that we haven't designed for cryo. We just spoke something into existence. Cellular maintenance for cryo. Dude, and that's what that technology could very well lead to, that being the application. That's a good application, I think. Kind of. Except for we know what happens when humans get to a new place.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, we do. And our generations to come are going to see the beginning of it on Mars at some point here. That's happening.
That's not going away. That idea has been solidified. I think. Here we are. It's 2023, and in 5 years, the first manned mission to Mars will be taking place in 5 years. That is crazy.
Yeah. By 2030, we'll be doing a whole new video.
Yeah, we'll be doing the video about and along with that, NASA, if they can build their new rocket in 5 years, they might beat SpaceX to Mars.
Yeah.
Because NASA's current rocket model that they're thinking about using for the Mars missions, their model says they can make it there within 50 days. 45 to 50 days is their claim.
And a lot more of their rocket is going to be reusable and not just space waste, which is huge. That's a huge problem right now. If we keep throwing, wasted junk from rockets and stuff leaving the planet in our orbit, it's going to get to the point where we're going to trap ourselves on this planet. That's an actual thing. There's enough junk and satellites flying around that you have to coordinate your leaving the orbit and getting out into outer space by making sure you don't hit some bullshit debris.
Right. Well, that's why I was big on SpaceX, because that's been their biggest goal, is to land their rockets back down so that they can be reused. So that's the biggest goal with SpaceX, and they said it wouldn't happen in our lifetime. They said that wasn't an achievement our lifetime was going to see, and well, here we are. We're 75 years ahead right now, so that's pretty cool. And I think that company really sparked the imagination of humanity, because after he landed that first rocket, all the other big companies went to work and said, we can do it too. We can build a rocket that does it too. Now there's like 5 companies that are all building some sort of rocket to go beyond the moon. So I think it's pretty cool. Some of them are kind of cheesy looking. I've seen some of these designs. Some of them are pretty good. SpaceX's big one that they're trying to send out, I'm a little curious about, because it seems like it's a bit flimsy.
Yeah.
In the sense of armor, it doesn't have armor.
Well, but I don't know. I don't know how much that worries me. Because you look at some of the UFO sightings, and sometimes they talk about the exterior material of some of these UFOs are almost like a flimsy, like cloth material made out of gold. You know what I mean? Where it's not this bulky, strong, let's go to battle in outer space material. It's it's able to make its purpose without being this big bulky knight in shining armor.
Definitely. So that's one of the things is the flimsiness of it is like what I was saying is like I'm thinking about space rocks and stuff flying
Yep.
at
Yep.
500,000 miles an hour, piercing it like
Yeah.
like a balloon. It's gonna go pop, and my brain just goes, that doesn't sound good. So I know there's some sort of emergency anti-fill system or something that happens to save that from happening, but my brain just goes, what they do, how'd they fix that?
I mean, most of space is emptiness too. I mean,
Oh yeah,
hmm.
there's only like I was just looking into this because it was important for some of the calculations I was doing. Particles, atomic particles per cubic inch or whatever, there's 2. That's what space is. They said it's two particles per atomic inch. So the whole inch thing, and then you're looking at the atomic particles inside of the vacuum. They said, I'm just like, well, that sucks, because that really means like there's nothing there. Like, you're right.
Yeah.
But I needed that for the calculation because those 2 particles could still be caught. You could still catch those 2 particles, and if you caught them, you would want to know what was their charge or the likelihood of their atomic charge, positive or negative, and then how to manipulate that. So I'm another one of my scientific offshoots that I've been working on since I was like 23 is I've been trying to build the Star Trek's warp engine, or a version of it. And my one version that I have right now, I'll tell everybody because China's already working on a version of it. They like really found a good copy of whatever I've been working on. And so anyways, you spray like a little cloud of charged particles behind a magnet, and you make the magnet pulse at the same charge, and like charges repel, and you fucking make that happen a bunch of times as the fucking spaceship goes forward, and you create a pulse warp drive. Because once it's in motion in space, it just keeps going. So if you put a pulse behind it that it can keep propelling off of, it'll just go faster and faster and faster. So my theory on that's my theory, my idea. So it's pretty close to Star Trek, but it takes a little longer to get up to speed. You're not going to go from 0 to warp in 2 seconds. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. It's going to take a minute, and then you're going to have to use, wherever you're going, you're going to have to use like the planet to slow yourself down and shit, so that
you could, or I mean, couldn't you also use that? Couldn't you also use that theory on the front side to slow it down as well with the pulses?
There's a possibility of that. I've been working on that, but what happens in my theory, what happens is it becomes a shield instead of so the ions that you use, or the electricity that you use to rearrange the ions to try and catch, it actually turned out that they created a shield to protect you through travel. So that was what I ended up on that end when I started doing all the math on that. And then they're like those things from the ion pulse engines from the Matrix that they use for the ships in the Matrix to fly around and escape from the robots, like all that stuff. That those things are like little nodes on the outside of the ship I designed, and they create like arcs of domes from one to another, and those arcs create like this barrier that protects you from anything that could have a magnetic field. It's pretty cool. Yeah, I get too far into that stuff sometimes.
No, but, that's my cup of tea too.
Yeah, I like talking about those things. I think a lot about those things. Like when I was 20, 23, I used to love just sitting there doing the math to figure out how much metal we have to bring into space to create a space station to house 100,000 people. That was like a scientific calculation I challenged myself to do. So that's what type of stuff I love. And all these talking about all this stuff is fun too. I like doing all this shit. It's super cool. Eileen just listens to me ramble on about this stuff sometimes. She's like, does any of this matter? I was like, not really. She'll just get up and walk away. So no, it's really fun to talk about these things. And yeah, so also on the late night load, I do once in a while do other things like play some video games and share some of those other things. Not much going on tonight, video game wise. I'll show Craig that Neverland game. Here you go, bud. So I really like the graphics. The game loads up nice. And that little chicken in the middle, that's what you get to ride on.
Okay.
Like, so like, I got like a little chicken. It's just be dope. So like over here on the side, all these missions and stuff. If you just tap on one, it'll just bring you right to wherever you need to go. That don't need to be that
Yeah, that was loud.
loud.
Well, you got to up your game. That guy's got a cool little wolf he was riding.
Yeah, I know, right? No, I've only been playing this one for a little bit. I'm still very new in this game. So, because we're on Twitch, I might as well play a little bit of game and fuck around with this, right?
Yeah.
So here's what I got going on. I got two little fairies that hang out with me, and then I got the little chicken dude.
This reminds me a lot of a game I played called Dragon Tales, where you had these two little fairies that kind of help you out in battle. And I mean, I want to say there was almost like a chicken or something like that I was riding too in the beginning as my mount.
That sounds familiar. I don't want to do that. Oh, now I can switch classes. All right. So my character's first class was a healer class. I decided to be a healer just because I figured that would be a more in-demand class to pair with. So here's the skill tree. So now I got a new job and I got a bunch of points I can spend on my new job. So then, as you level up each job, it'll unlock your next skill point. No, I don't need more. Okay, fine, whatever. Transporting to a battle. What? This is weird. I've never done this before. Now, how do I get back on? Oh, great. Of course.
So you have to like protect them, you know.
Yep. It's nice that I'm a healer, though, because I can...
Heal the buddy.
Yeah, I can heal the buddy.
Oh, that like some little gigantic gerbil that's got a bunch of backpacks on his back.
That's what it looks like. He's a turtle gerbil or something. He's got a couple different looks to him. Well, my character ain't no slouch, that's for sure. But I mean, even for him being a healer and stuff. So
Yeah, what are some of the weapon sets in this game?
So you get a healer, a knight, a warrior, an assassin, I think, or something like the
Well, I'm
classes.
assuming the warrior and the assassin have the bigger, bulkier weapons. What's the
Yeah,
assassin? Bows and maybe like a sword or more close range.
like more like like a dagger or something.
Yeah.
We can go back to the menu screen and I'll show you those when we get done with this game.
I like the animation in it though. This looks cool.
I do too. That's what like kind of really drew me in. Is some of these types of games feel like it's going to take the animation doesn't play well, but this one does pretty good. There is a little bit of lag from my phone to the computer, but other than that,
It's
on my
not terrible
phone.
though.
Yeah, on my phone, it's definitely a lot smoother, than what you're
And what's
seeing.
this called?
It's called Legend of Neverland.
How about that? I have actually played this before. Pretty
You have?
downloaded. Yeah.
Awesome. What was this guy doing? He like took off on me. Oh my goodness. I guess I was done. I finished that. Um,
These little guys.
I don't have that. I can't do that. Oh man. Claim all the stuff. No, I'm not going to Discord. Don't redirect me. I don't like that. So there's just a bunch of stuff in this game to do. Like every day, like I'm just like baffled with how much stuff. There's like, here, go here, do this, do that. Like,
Yeah, in some of these games it gets to be a little bit much, but
So here's the summoning lottery. Here's how you get your like little extra attackers and buddies that help you out and stuff. Here's what that looks like. It's pretty fun. Oh, got Primrose. Sweet. Got an Iris and a Primrose. That's awesome. I don't. Oh, you get a free one every day too. And then the little ones that don't come out right, you can like destroy them or whatever, and get your money back, kind of. Let me go to my mailbox. Yeah, I got puzzle pieces. Collect all. Sweet. That's a lot of money I just collected. Oh, I can deploy more now? Sweet. It's torturing me with all this, I swear. Come on. Okay. Yay, that was quick, whatever I did. Not doing that again. I like these images though. So that's that. Let's go ahead and restart it real quick and I'll show you the different characters that I remember. So when you get to here, you can create a new character. So there is the gladiator, the ranger, the scholar, and the craftsman. So those are you can be male or female, and those are the different sets. So the scholar starts off as a healer. The craftsman, he's like going to be the big gun guy. The ranger is the assassin class, and then the gladiator is the big knight class. So it's pretty decent.
No,
I like the game.
yeah, the graphics on it are real pretty. How
Yeah.
what options does it have for, like, me and you getting on a game together? Like, is there a lot of like multiplayer where we run matches?
I'm I haven't experienced that part of the game yet for it.
We'll have to check that out off streaming one time and see what it's like.
Yeah, yeah. So I haven't checked that one out. But then, you know, like I said, I play the Call of Duty game, and then here's this other one I play. It's called Super Mecha Champions. It's like Fortnite, but you get a robot that you get to climb up into and fight with while you play the Fortnite Battle Royale or whatever.
That could
So
be.
here, yeah, and this one's like
Man, I
for
love this anime animation. You know what I mean?
yeah. I try to do these because these ones are like what people are lured into easier, and I don't see a lot of people playing these ones either right now on Twitch. So that's why I was like, all right, well, these ones are cool. So I gotta rest my arms for a second. Oh, how long have we been streaming? Hour and a half? Not bad. This is a great
No.
stream. Glad to have you on the stream team now,
Hey,
bro.
hey,
Like that's super awesome.
it's been a matter of time.
Yep.
There'll be more of it. I want to at least try and get on with you. At least two nights out of the week, jump on with you. So there'll be more of my face on him. While you're loading up, give me 5. I'm just gonna go make a run real quick.
Yeah, I'm gonna go grab some something to drink. I had a Sprite. Get out of there.
I'm back. So I was playing Magic Arena. Well, this is probably a couple weeks ago, and I had this specific battle come up, and this person used a very interesting combo with their deck. I kind of rebuilt my own version of what they did just because it was so mind blowing. I wanted to show it to, like I used it on Josh and DJ while we were at work one day. Yeah, they hated it. So their commander was one of the gods, Asika, the god of the tree, and she has a backside where you can cast her as a legendary enchantment instead of the creature.
Okay.
And so it's it's 5 color. So you cast the enchantment side of it for one of each color, and then it states at the beginning of your upkeep, reveal the top card of your library until you reveal a creature or planeswalker card. Put that card onto the battlefield. The rest of into the bottom of your library. So they use that as a fetch for one creature. They had one creature in the whole deck.
Oh no.
And then so the creature is Cultivator Colossus, and you get to bring him out for free. So the fact that he costs 7 doesn't matter. He has trample, and his power and toughness is equal to the number of lands you control. When he enters the battlefield, you may put a land from your hand onto the battlefield. If you do, draw a card and repeat this process. So I mean, when I rebuilt the deck, I have the commander, that one creature, and then about to maybe 9 enchantments or artifacts, stuff that I can use to, give him haste or make him attack that first turn. And then the rest
Yeah.
is just lands. So I mean, I played a couple of matches against, just random people. And I mean, literally by the time you bring him out, I would be playing about 40 lands and I'd make him a 40-40 creature. And then if I have something in my hand or, Swiftfoot boots or something where I can give him haste right away, I can just attack you and kill you that turn.
Oh.
Disgusting combo. Completely just mean. Now it's just kind of sits there as a trophy as, some asshole deck that somebody used against me that I wanted to be able to show people some of the crazy combos that you can do.
All right, so here's one of the robots you can use in the game.
Which looks super slick.
This isn't my favorite one, but
I love the way the city and everything looks, though. So who are you shooting? Is that just
you see that little human right there?
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. He's a player.
Was that a real player?
Yeah, that's a player. Yeah. So it's just like playing Fortnite, but with robots.
You don't start with a robot. You have to go find a robot to jump into.
You have to charge up your energy battery, and when you
Okay.
charge up your energy battery, you can jump into your robot. And if your robot gets damaged to the point of no repair, then you jump out of your robot and you're a human again.
Yep.
So it's like almost like a second life type of thing. Your robots can't really go inside. But there's some fun things you can do with your robots. Here's a doorway. Let's see. Here we go. I'm going to get in there. I'm going to find you. You can pick up weapons and all sorts of things just like Fortnite. So that's what I was saying. Like it's like that, but it's not. It's different.
Yeah. No, it's a nice twist on it. What do you got for your moves over here on the side? Explain them to me. The 5 action keys you got over here.
All right. So this is a jump key.
Okay.
This one's a dash kind of key. Like you can dash faster left and right and turn it off and on. Oh, there goes another robot.
Get him.
All right. Now this is my regular gun.
Are those kind of heat seeking, so you don't have to be spot on?
And then on the left is my backpack that flies like a falcon and does like a swoop attack. And then there's a reload button. That's what the other key is. Okay. And then if I die, this is what happens. Or if my robot dies, I have to go and run and hide from the big robot that just tried to kill me.
All right. What's this one? I'm gonna have to download this one on my tablet.
Super. Oh, hold on. Come on. It is called Super Mecha Champions.
All right.
And it's like a 4 or 5 gigabyte game. It's a big game. But I've been having fun with it the few times I've played it. Every time I play it, I have fun. So I don't think it's that bad a game. It takes a little while to get used to the controls.
Super Mecha Champions. Let's download that and take a look at that. Now, again, on this one, is there any team action? Could me and you run matches?
Oh yeah, we could. I'm pretty sure there's a way we could run matches like 2v2 or 3v3.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure there's something like that. Dude, this robot I'm fighting against looks like just a monster. Do you see this thing?
Yeah, that thing's a nice big bulky guy, isn't it?
I got him though. I got him on the run. Ooh, yeah. Where's that little human go? Oh, did I kill the little human with it? Sweet. Okay. So I think it has the same thing. It has like a disappearing boundary or whatever. Yep, here it is right here. I was just talking about you. The disappearing boundary.
Yep, yep. Like pushes you together to force the battle.
Oh, yeah, yep. Less fighters.
Yep. Ooh, look at that big guy.
Yep.
Reminds me of
Betamax.
Well, no, I don't know. I can't see it as clearly as you through the stream, but it made me think of like one of the little weird robots from the Red Ribbon from the original Dragon Ball.
Oh, okay. I know what you're talking about. So Eileen had to go in on her day off. Oh, man. I did horrible. All right.
No, that's cool, though. I like it. That's a good one.
So there's just that, and then, of course, it shows me, oh, you use this robot this time, and blah, blah, blah. So you do get a few different robots to pick from.
The map looks decently sized.
Yeah, that's too. Like, the map is definitely decently sized. So I was happy about that. And then here's like your little free roam world. So you get like a free roam world. And this is my main robot right here.
Okay.
So this is what you're talking about.
Do you get to customize your robots, or you just have a selection to pick from? How does that work?
So that's what's weird is so there is like a selection to pick from. So here's the different matches. There's a team death match, a battle royale, an iron arena, and a team rush. But it's like you have to like
get on it
things or something. Oh. There's a squad mode, solo mode. So yeah. And then so if I hit team up, this is where I would search for you. And then we would become friends. And then we would join a server together, and then whoever was like the leader of the group would pull everybody into the match.
Do you have to pick a server when you first get into the game, or how does that work?
That's something I don't know.
Well, I'm loading it up right now. It's just doing the download. Maybe we can figure that out real quick here while we're on and just run.
I'm just resetting it. I'm gonna reload it, so when it goes to the push to enter, I'll see what it says.
My gigabytes available on my Switch are dramatically dropping during this download.
I told you it was a big game. SMC American server.
SMC, got you.
Yeah.
I know. When I first started playing the Diablo mobile, which is a phenomenal fun game, I had that problem multiple times. I got Josh on it, he started a character. He got it to level like 10 to where we can start playing together.
And then it was the wrong
realized
server.
that he wasn't on the right server.
Oh,
Then I got his son on it. Well, during one of our lunch breaks, and same thing. Like I didn't learn from my failures in the past, and I had him get on the wrong server, make his character. They had to redo it all again too. But we finally got all of us on the same server, and we were able to get play together.
Look at this robot I just got.
That thing looks like a transformer.
Looks like fucking Megatron got some steroids or something. That's cool.
All right, so do not give me don't. All right, it automatically put me on that server, so that's not a problem. Wait, what? What just happened? Why did it just turn off? You dirty dog.
The game?
Yeah, as soon as I went to start entering game. All right, we're loading back up. Let's see what's going on. Maybe it just needed to restart because of a thing. Click the screen to continue doing that. Okay, yep, here we go. Perfect. Thank you. We'll log in with that.
Oh, yeah. It's nice when you get 2 S-class robots in one day.
I probably won't have one of those.
Dude, this dude looks jacked, though.
That
This is
dude
just like,
I like that.
Warhammer 40K all the way, this dude.
All right. Oh, I get to pick my person? Well, look at you fancy people. We'll go with this little girl, I guess. No, I don't want her. I want this guy. Or does who I pick have any impact on the type of robots I get?
I don't think so. It's just I think it's just a skin.
A student is number one. Everything she does. Well, I was asking that because in the background of both of the pictures that showed different robots, so it just kind of made me wonder.
Oh, that's like so you're gonna have to go through a training and everything. So whichever one you pick, you'll have to train with that robot that they show you.
Okay. Well, yeah, I'm just gonna roll with her. Let's see what this little chick is all about. All right.
And then once you get through they'll walk you through your whole training setup and everything. And once you get through that, then you'll get to you'll be able to find me and everything. You should be able to find me right away after that. I haven't experienced any holdups or anything with it. So, but these graphics for this game are just sick, bro.
I love it.
It's so
I'm
good.
loving it. I wish I could screen share on the other side of your thing with you. I could show you this so people can see the startup on this game. This guy looks. Oh, I'm fighting against the suit that you just got, Hot Steel.
Oh, okay.
Run! He is big, and you are a tiny little ant.
The game's like you need to buy.
Oh, look at this cute little pink bubbly suit. Oh, those missiles look badass, though. Are those chain guns? Let's go. Firefox. All right, let's go. Show me what you got. Yeah, we'll start with the rail guns. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Shoot those rockets. Oh, that's... Okay. Is that it? I love how quick that was.
I think there's a couple different
in my life.
Yeah, they're not very hard tutorials. They're just quick, like demonstrating the.
Yeah. Here's the basic buttons. Go figure it out. I love that.
Yes. All right. So on these games, even though they offer you ways to pay and stuff to get better things, I refuse to do those things.
Yep.
So I play the game naturally, just so everybody knows. So you won't see me buying a points card or anything and souping up my stuff. So if you're here looking for that type of stuff, I promise you it's not going to happen.
every once in a while on a free game, if I really, really like it and I've put a lot of hours into it, I'll buy like a little $10 bundle or something. Just like, hey, thanks. Hope you guys put it up. Just that's my way of being like, I got $10, $20 out of this game. Like, I want you guys to do more with it. So thank you. But yeah, no, these games, they're all built to take your money. There's no point in letting them do it. All right, so I'm running around in that free area now. I got a free purchase that I get. What the heck is this? Free purchase award. No, I'm not buying anything. Back up. Boo. No.
That's what I said. Like, I don't do any of that stuff. But
all right,
definitely...
friends. How do I find my friend? I got an ID number for you. Or you can give me your ID number to put in. Let me see. Click on add friend. Yep, click there, add friend. And then I'm gonna put in your ID number and I should be able to find you. Hold on, give me a second. We got 1 0 0 2 3. I would love for you to just get a whole bunch of friend invites from people that are reading your QR code right now. That'd be great.
Hey, that'd be cool to get a whole bunch of. You guys are out there hanging out playing.
Web C.
So yeah, I do have some people that are actually watching us and talking to us right now. That's pretty sweet. You guys are awesome. Sir, yeah, we answered that question. Blade bow, book cannon. I like that the way you look at that one. 4 weapon types. Nice. Oh yeah. So yeah, somebody's watching with us. The Forever Red Dots. So pre-recorded stream. No, we're not
sent you the friend request. I think you need to accept it now.
All right, I'm looking at it.
Application list.
Yep. Luna 3 grand successfully added you as a friend. Woo woo. So there we go.
Damn.
Team up invite sent.
What's this? Microphone? No, I don't need the microphone because we're already talking.
Right. I sent you a team up request.
Okay, let me find. I thought I accepted it. It shows you over here on my little side. Or no, it doesn't.
Oh, okay. No.
Added. I think. Are we good? I don't know. No. Are we teamed up?
It's got your head over here. So.
Yeah. Yep. We're good. Yep. Yeah, because that's you, Web C. Yep. So, is there anything else I need to do here in the beginning? I suppose I probably don't have like any suit options or anything like that. Here, mech suits. Free. What is this? All mech suits are free and available for a limited time during the. Okay.
So yeah, so we can check out and play with the different mech suits.
Okay, so let's see here then. We got.
I know, right? The Forever Red Dots. You just let me know when you're ready to go and try a match and you're done exploring and we'll get one going.
Oh, yeah. No, not buying. All right. Go back. I'm ready. Let's ready up.
All right. So right now, I guess not all your teammates are ready. Unable to start. What?
No, I'm ready. Matching. We're good.
I'm
assuming this is the waiting room.
Yep.
Game starting in.
We're in a baseball stadium.
You mean a football stadium?
Or whatever it is, it's different.
I like the little boards up above. What's this over here?
I see you over here.
So do we have a random with us then?
I didn't even think of that. You can see it said our names up there on the board and everything.
Yeah, that's what I was looking at. Yeah.
Oh, you're right there with me. Awesome.
Yep, it got me just following you.
We should go over here. This is always a good area. Don't go on top of the buildings. Go straight down. They don't like the game doesn't really give you a whole lot of good stuff up top. I think right around these two high rises would be super awesome. Should find some
So yeah,
stuff.
no, it gives me an option to just totally just follow you, so I didn't have to like try and manually do it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's sweet.
What do we got here?
I got grenade launchers. So we're just waiting for our batteries to charge up on our robots. So we gotta walk around and find weapons and stuff to pick up. And oh, somebody and their mom was already mad.
Well, he is mad now.
He not here no more. He had homing missiles. Oh, you got that? Okay.
Look at that.
You want this grenade launcher? What in the world?
Bye. I think he quit. No.
He was like crawling around on the ground. I was like, what's going on?
Oh.
My bad. I was just to the right.
I got somebody right in front of me. He's not happy. Bye. What's my action button for clicking on these boxes?
There's a little box that should pop up on the right corner.
Ooh, there's my scope. Oh, I got it. Is that a grenade launcher? Let's go. Oh, I do want that back though. Let's get rid of.
Dude, okay, so I know you weren't like a super big Power Rangers person when you were younger, but they're doing like a 30th another super 30th anniversary for that shit from when we were kids on Netflix, and it looks dope. Looks like it's gonna be dope.
It looks like my mech suit's ready. I think.
Is it like a face at the middle of your life bar that's lit up?
Yep, lit up yellow.
Yep, yeah. Go ahead and hit it, and then you'll get to select your robot. I'm still waiting on mine. I was doing a whole bunch of shit.
I would like to send you to heaven, good sir. Oh wow, look at that. That gun's a guitar. How about that? Alright, well. I can pick any of these? Why are there so many options?
You better hurry up because there's like 5 people surrounding us.
Well, I'm just gonna jump into that one. That was a bad idea, buddy. You should have ran the other way.
Oh, there you go. All right.
Where? Where did you shoot me from?
I'm sorry.
Oh, here we go. I found you.
Get him, Craig.
Another one over here crawling around. Well, you don't want to save your friend, do you? That might be a bad idea. Yeah. Wow, he jumped up a cliff on his crawling around. This soldier's got some heart. Felt bad killing him.
This one looks dope. And it flies.
Another booster. Where are we? We are there. We're already kind of right in the middle of the map, so that doesn't we don't have to worry about. These little people got some kahunas running up on these big giant robots.
I know, right?
Uh-oh.
Yo, I've got a dash attack. Uh-oh, what's your uh-oh?
My computer is getting low, and I do not bring my charger cord down with me. So we may have to, I may have to call it here before too long.
All right.
Next time I'll just bring the charger down with me. I didn't think that I'd burn through the juice this fast.
That's not too fast. Like we're almost at 2 hours for the show. This is about
Yeah.
where I end the show too. Is right about 2 hours. So it's not bad. We've had a great night, and we had some viewers and stuff come in. That's awesome. I hope you guys like and subscribe to the channel, and we'll be back every Friday night for sure. And we do the late night load on Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Fridays. So that's pretty much our schedule. From 10:30 at night to 2 a.m. you can find us. Sometime in that time period. Never the same time, but somewhere around that. I like to give that little bit of leeway because sometimes we get a little busy right before the show, or we get, so I don't like to be that guy.
Getting minions to bed.
Yeah, putting kids to bed and stuff is always fun.
Come on, I want to run into another robot. What's up?
I know, right? I'm looking for something. I'm not seeing
Let's get
anything.
him.
Oh, there is an auto move. There's an auto move.
All right, have you ran into anybody?
Nope.
Do we have anywhere on our screen that tells us how many players are left in the match?
53.
Where do you got that number at?
Just top right
Oh,
of your
there it
map.
is. See it? Yep, right by the map.
How many kills do you have?
4.
Okay, I've got 7.
I just haven't found anybody else.
Yeah, after that little first initial run of people, I haven't seen a single soul. I feel like Android 17 and 18 right now, running around looking for Gohan and Trunks. Can't find him. Where is he? We'll find him. Don't worry. Oh, it's a trap. It's a trap.
We are still within the next circle, so we don't have to worry about that at all.
Right. I'm slowly moving. I think moving towards. Yeah, I'm almost dead center now. But they'll be here.
Oh, there we go. I got me a robot.
Oh, you got a robot? I'm coming. I'm coming. Back you up. Oh,
Good job.
nice. Nice. Good job.
Where are you at,
Gotta look for
personality?
the. You gotta
I
look
see
for that
him.
little human because it's like the little human can regenerate.
I got both of them. I got him and his partner, I think, right here.
Awesome.
Yeah, my rockets just took both of them down. I'm finishing them off now.
Nice. Nice. You need to get some health though.
Where do I get my health?
You're gonna look for like a little battery charger stand. I think it's on the corner. It's usually on like a corner.
Battery stand. What does it look like?
Like a cylinder, like a garbage can, like a silver garbage can, but it'll have like a battery symbol on it, and it'll have like a glowing thing on top. They're usually like around on the corners. You can also use them to charge up, so you can summon your robot as well. See if I can find one. And then I'll just tell you to come to me.
I'll just start heading towards you now. At the very least, if we run into somebody, you got my back. All right, let's go. Where are we at? You're outside of the next circle?
Oh, what?
Yep, I'm actually in the next. Yeah, I'm in the
Oh,
next.
here I come. I'm coming back. I was looking for that thing for you.
Yep.
I don't see one over here, so don't worry. Here I come.
We're down to only 15 people left.
That's nice. That means somebody else took a bunch of people out for us.
Gosh, I wish I could find out what you were talking about.
Yeah, I know, right?
Oh no.
Hold on. Your robot got taken out?
Yep. Do I take massive fall damage?
No, no, there's really no fall damage because you got that little thing that helps you glide. I got that dude back for you. I don't see his human. Oh, it's right there. You got that guy? Awesome. Bubble's coming in on us. We got to get back over this way. You gonna make it? I'm right at the edge. There's only 6 people left. Five people left. Nice. Where'd your little human go? All right, there's only one person left. Oh, here's that battery thing, I think. Don't go that way. We want to be on this bridge. Hey, we're the winners. Awesome. All right. Well, that's that. I'm probably going to get off here and wind down for the evening. What's up?
Yep, awesome. Lots to do on the stream, but the game's cool. I like it. Then we got first place.
Yeah, we did. That was awesome. Teamwork. That's super cool. So, yeah, I'm going to end the stream. And thanks, everybody, for coming in, hanging out.